Hi, Amanda Parker here with Parker Heights Realty with this week's story behind the signs. Sometimes when people list their house, not very often lately, they can go without it ever selling, and then it becomes a canceled listing. A couple years ago, right at the beginning of COVID, before everything started to lock down, probably like within days, I had a listing that was in a really competitive market. It was priced extremely competitively in that first-time buyer price range. And we kept running into issues with it, like one thing after another. And a lot of it was due to financing. The banks were getting a little bit scared as to what was going to happen. Little did they know things were going to skyrocket and there would be a lot less risk than what they intended. So this listing went on and off the market at least twice. And then at the end, I just had some frustrated sellers because maybe it's just not the right thing for us. Maybe it's just not the time. So we ended up taking it off the market. And as an agent, you feel like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? But really, it's not about what I could have done better or what I did wrong. It just really wasn't the right time. So if we fast forward to about 2 months ago, I got a call back from those clients and asked me if I could relist their home. I was pretty ecstatic. I just validated that I didn't do anything wrong. It just was about timing. This time we were able to put the home on the market right as the market was starting to make a shift, which once again in my mind as a realtor was like, oh my goodness, are these people gonna give up hope on me? Are they going to give me a second chance? And are they gonna understand that once again, it's not me, it's the market? But successfully, we were able to get an offer and get it closed. But once again, we ran into some bumps in the way along the escrow process. The first one being that there was an uncertified stove that had to be removed. There was some unfortunate events happening in the seller's life that wasn't going to allow them to do any repairs and do anything financially other than just sell the home. So I stepped in again and said, don't worry, I'll take that stove out and I'll cover the cost. Well, then we find out that there's no straps underneath the house. And with a manufactured home, it has to have earthquake straps to tie it down to the foundation. So we had to get that done. Then the appraiser comes back and says it has a broken window. And surprisingly enough, they allowed us to tape the window cracks in order to make it safe for financing. Also, additionally, we needed GFCIs around the water sources in order to make it safe again for financing. So all of this being said, sometimes you hit bumps in the road, but you're still able to get your sellers to the finish line. And at the end, they can look at you, hug you, and say, thank you so much. Thanks for sticking it out with us. And those things are really what make my job a lot of fun and gives me the most satisfaction is that there's no perfect transaction and there's no perfect situation. But as long as you have somebody that's patient and willing to instruct you through the process, it usually 9 times out of 10 can come out very successful. So stay tuned for next week's story behind the signs.